Welcome back to cash budgeting. Sorry, cash management. We're looking at cash budgets, right? Now, here's an example of a question which we're going to use to create a cash budget. All right, good. Now, the question says that a new restaurant was incorporated on January 1, 2014, with an opening balance of in the bank of $240,000. That means the money is in the bank of 240,000, right? From this amount, the following purchases were made in January: construction of a new building costing 120,000, purchase of equipment and furniture for 90,000, China silverware costing 18,000, food and beverage inventory costing $6,000. The following estimates were made about the volume of business and operating expenses for the first 3 months. Um, Revenue: January 30,200, February 6,800, March 90,400. Revenue will be 50% cash, 50% on 1 month's what? Credit. Alright. So that means 50% cash, 50% what? On 1 month's credit. Good. The cost will average 40% of revenue. Half of this cost each month will be what? Cash. And the balance will be paid in the what? Month following the purchase. It must be noted that the 50% here so is cash. 50% on 1 month's credit, meaning the money won't be collected this month. It will be collected what? Next month. So the money for January, the collection will be done in what? February. You follow me? Remember now we're recording what? Receipts and what? Payments. So half of the money will be received in January and the next half will be received in what? February. You will see that as we go along in the solution, alright? Wages and salaries paid 5,100 in month one, 10,740 in what? Month two, 9,620 in what? Month three. Remember, say we're focusing on January, February. Remember that we're focusing on January, February, and March, right? Other operating costs will be 3,800 a month to be paid in what? In the month following the incurrence of the what? Cost. So if the cost was incurred in January, to be paid in when? February. Alright? So that 3,800, therefore that 3,800 for operating costs will not be, there will be none for January, but will be for what? For February and for March. Why? Because the amount that you would have paid for January paid in February, the amount you would have paid in February paid in what? March. Alright? Depreciation is not captured in a cash budget, so it is taken out because it what? It reduces the depreciation is a non-cash expense. It reduces the book value of the related depreciable assets, right? So it's not a cash, not cash in that title. It's a money you pay out. Depreciation just reduces the value of the asset. That's all. Not cash. Not reduce the cash, right? It is limited, right? H knows that because of the increase in revenue each month, a further $2,000 will be invested in the purchasing food and beverage inventory in February, with another with another with another 2,000, with another increase of $2,000 in March. Right, this will increase the total inventory investment to what? $10,000. So what it's saying is that these two plus the 6,000 which was originally invested in January, which will give you what? $10,000 overall. That's all it's saying. All right. So based on this question now, based on this question now, you're asked to prepare a cash budget for the first 3 months of the year 2014, meaning January, February, and March. And then, yeah, what is net? Why is net income shown on an income statement? Not necessarily the same as the cash as on the cash balance sheet. We just look at that as a let's look. First thing is first, and we look at our receipts first, right? Revenue. Um, so 50% of January you receive in of the sales in January is received in January, and next 50% is received in what? February. As I said before up here, so 50% cash, 50% on what? 1 month's credit. So it is so therefore the money won't be received until when? February. Alright? For January now, February now, 50% you receive 50% of it in February, and next 50% you receive in when? In what? March, right? Good. So that what will happen is that you'll be 30,400 for February plus into 100 for what? From coming from January, right? Then for March now, 5 to 50% of 9,005 of the 9,400, which is the revenue. See it here of this. That will give you 45,200, and then that 45,200 will be added to the 50% that would have come over from what? March. We should be calculated. We should be calculated. Sorry, from February. We should be calculated in what? March. Then the next 42,200 go to what? April, which we won't be doing any at all. That is April. April take care of itself in the future, but we're focusing on what? February, January, February, and March. All right. These are the revenue for sales, right? These now are liquor costs. Now what you buy to sell. Is really your purchases, right? Because it is a restaurant they are doing. Which you in the restaurant you would say liquor. So you go. All right. Let's continue. So the question originally said that let's look at it again. Look at it again. 40% of revenue. Legal cost will be what? Will average 40% of revenue. Half of this cost will, of half of this cost each month will be what? Cash. The balance will be paid in what? The month following the purchase. All right. So 40% of this will be 6,000. Would have been 6,000. Would have been 12,080. 50% of 2,008 will be 6,040 for January, and then the next 6,040 will be paid in when? February. When you do the cash budget, you will see that being illustrated. Alright, good. So what is happening here is that for February payment, you would have we're going to add the 6,040 to the 12,160. Alright, you will see it when you go there. So therefore, so this now is divided. This is divided into 50% of this. Give you that. 40% of this again, a revenue give you 24,320. 50% of that give you 160, that will be paid in February. Next 50 will be paid in what? March. Then 40% of this will give you 9,400. Of that, you give you 36,100. And then 50% of that will give you 18,800. This will be paid in when? March. This will be added to what? The amount from February to give you total amount to be paying for what? March. April go we're not going to do April, but we'll have to account for it. Alright. So these are what you will use to help to build up your cash budget. Alright. This is basically when you look at the video before, we would have this would have called this our receipts, and then call it our what? Part of our disbursements. Alright. Anyway, let's go on to the cash budget now. Cash budget for 3 months ending March 2014. So receipts now, opening balance, this is what? 240,000. And then sales revenue, cash is what? If it was 100, we give you 255, 100. That for right there. Alright. This is from the cash we receive from the revenue, right? From up top. Now, remember that in January, no, you made some payments, right? You made payment out of 240. Remember, so you bought my question said that we bought too much. We bought these things. Right? All of these would have to come out. Our purchases were made of these, right? So that's these now would have to come in under disbursements as well. Right? So you ended up with a figure now. So you end up with new building of what? 120, equipment 9,000, 18,000 China wear, and then what? 6,000 food and beverage. Good. The liquor cost now is 6,000 what? And 40, which we calculated a while ago because it's a 40%, 50% for this month, which is January, 6,040. Then no. Next one is what? Wages and salary, 5,200. Who get that from? The question said that it would have been 5,200 for 1 month, which is this, for month 1. Month 2 is 10,740. Month 3 is what? 90. So this is where you get 5,200 from, right? For this one. For this. Now for operating costs now, they're done for January. Why? Because remember that the question, if you if you'd have if you'd have paused the video and I would have wished you'd have paused the video and written down the question. So I'm going back up again. I'm gonna ask you to pause the video for me, please. Pause the video. At let's go up now. So you're gonna pause the video for me and write this information down. Pause the video, write this down. Pause the video, write this down. Pause the video, write this down. Write this down. So you have to walk up to here so you can see what is going on. Alright. Alright. So we're gonna continue. So why the reason why there's no 3,800 for operating costs at January, because it said that other operating costs will be 3,800 a month to be paid in the what month following the increase of the cost, meaning to be paid in the month following when it was incurred. So the amount which was incurred in January will be paid where? In February. So that's why you don't have any for January, right? Then your total, this will be your total payments or cash disbursements will be 245 to 240. You're gonna subtract this though payments from your what receipts, and that will give you 9,860 now, which is your closing balance for January. Your closing balance for January now gonna be your what? Opening balance for um for February should be $9,860. Good. Then now your cash for February will be 30,840, which we calculated a while ago, right? Plus the 15,100 from coming from what? January, and that will give you a total of 55,360. Then now you go further now. In the question in at H, it says that because rate of increase in revenue each month, a further $2,000 will be what? Invested in what? Purchasing food and beverage inventory in February. That's why I have the 2,000 right here. Good. And then liquor cost is 18,200. Oh, we got 18,200 now. Remember now that for liquor costs, the January figure would have been halved. And you'd have 6,040 coming from January, which will be added to the 12,160 for February, which was the amount for February, which was the payment I made for February. So you'd have, so what you do now is you'd add 12,160 plus 6,040. That will give you what? 18,200. Don't forget that. Alright? Let me go back up and show you what I'm talking about. So the amount, this is for January. This amount will go for February. So this now will be added to the 12,160. And that will give you the 18,200 for February. That's how much money you paid for liquor for February. Alright. This 12 will go from February go to what? March. When we talk about that as yet. Alright. So I get 18,020 now. That's like 18,200. Now for wages and salaries, in E said that wages and salaries for month two is what? 10,740. Month two is what? February. So I have that. And then the 3/8 now, remember this 3/8 is the money that you are paying for the operating cost incurred in what? January. Out of everything, you get 34,740. That give you total payments. So check it from the total receipts for the month, give you 20,620. That would be your closing balance for February, which would be your opening balance for what? March. Let me see your closing balance for February, your opening balance for March, which is 20,620. And then your cash now for your cash for the cash for March now would have been the money for March, which was 50%, which is 45,200. Then the 30,040, which was left over from what? February, which was not counted in February, which is counted now in what? March, because it's 1 month after. And that will give you, out of everything here, so you get a receipt of 96,220. Remember that, go again, the 45,200 comes from here. See it here? 50%, 45,200 plus this 30,400 comes from what? February. And you add them up together. So as you confirm, you get 96,000. Add your receipts plus the what? Opening balance. You get 96,220. Then remember the 2,000. So that so we invested with another measure in A, say because of increase in revenue each month. And for $2,000 will be invested in purchasing food and beverage inventory in February, with another increase in what? 2,000 in what? March. So I have a 2,000 right there. $2,000 right there. Now for the liquor cost now, remember that we were saying before that this money would have included the amount coming from what? The amount which you owed from February plus the amount which you would have paid for what? March. But that would be, let's look at it now. So the amount from February would have been 12,160 plus in March is 18,080. Add them together, you get, that's how you get 30,240. Alright? And then the wages and salaries now, E say that what? 19,620 is in what? Month 3, which is March in this case. And then the 3/8 now, amount, this 3/8 that they are paying now in March is for what? February. Because I said that operating costs will be 3,800 a month to be paid in what? The month following the incurrence of the what? Costs. Add up everything, you get the total payments. So check the total payments are or cash disbursements from the 96,200, you get what? 40,560. It's your closing balance for March, and that's the end of your cash budget. Alright, remember to write up your title. Pause the video, write something for me, please. Thank you very much. For B now, so net income is not a cash, is not cash as it is determined by the combination of what? Cash and non-cash items. All items that are incurred as expenses will be included in the income statement to determine net income, which will include non-cash items such as depreciation, provision for doubtful debts, profits, losses, and disposal, and goodwill written off. These non-cash items will affect net income, but not cash. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please go back through, pause, make notes, and enjoy the rest of your day.